Hello, today is Monday, February 4th. It's around 2 p.m. Okay, let's see how we've improved. Ready? Okay, an improvement for this. This doesn't latch because it doesn't latch well because this isn't supported. When you close it, see how it bends. So we're going to design something that can be 3D printed that connects this to this back wall. And it's going to go under the sink and back there. This is hard to reach, but we're going to flip it around. It'll be screwed on here and it'll latch on here, so it'll be easier. Anyways, this 3D printed piece is going to connect these two things. It's going to have a latch and it's going to have strength from this back to there. And it might be a few pieces. So it's like 9 1/4 inside dimension. Your model should show it. It's hanging down about 1.5 inches. So it's just under 9. But yeah, trust the model. Just make it what it should be. Good morning. It's Sunday or something. Actually, it's Christmas morning. It's Sunday, March, what, 3rd or 4th? It
Christmas.
feels like Christmas. Let's see what the printer made us. I'm excited. Always feels like Christmas when I'm like waking up like, ooh, like what did the 3D printer finish overnight while I was sleeping? Santa Claus came and gave me
Crossed.
gift. Okay.
Fingers crossed.
Breath. Hoping it's a good part.
Oh, cool. Oh, yes. Man, look at that. The raft is leaking off the edge. Oh, man, that looks good. Eight and a half hours. And it looks like it came out perfectly. Oh, yeah, that looks real good. Here's hoping it fits. Hello and welcome to the unboxing of the part that I dreamed of and woke up and found this morning. And oh, forgot to mention, this thing barely fit on the 3D printer, and I told it to print, or I have it printing with a raft all the time now. It was smart enough to know where to cut the raft off. Can you see that?
Extra material.
See that big old radius? It went as far out as it could. See the step, the distance. Anyways, yeah, figure that out. Thank you, 3D printer.
It understands where it can't print.
Let it go.
It was the raft was beyond the travel of the machine.
Thanks for nothing, you son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. Oh, that's it, huh? Son of a bitch. When I needed to remove the seat, the little fold down bench, it has a hinge, and you can remove the pin, and then the hinge comes apart.
So the bit
But
we're struggling with right now is
shit. What shit?
I want to take the seat out by sliding the pin out, but the pin hits the support. So I drill a little clearance hole. It just missed it. Let's try
Drilled.
another one from this side.
So it doesn't latch. The latch is slid as far forward as it can go to the limit of its adjustment. And it doesn't quite get it. So it looks like what I didn't account for is this surface is touching this ring. That's clashing right there. This can't move any further forward because these holes are right here. What should I do? It's clashing here. Let's get some measurements. Show us what we're working with. That's 3/8. Now hooked on it. Is just over 7/16, less than that 1/2 inch line. That little line right there, the winking out, that's 7/16. That's flat. 7/16. So, what this tells me is if this collar were sunk into the panel deeper, the thickness of the panel is going to affect this dimension. So I could counterbore for this, sink it deeper into the panel. If I've got 9/16. But do that. So, I think first things first, I will relieve this plastic along here just to make sure this isn't clashing. Do I really want to do that? No, I definitely don't want to relieve that plastic, and I don't want to relieve this door. The truth is, that's the 1/2 inch mark. This is right at 7/16. The tip of that hook is just over 7/16. Now what did I measure over here? Something measuring over here? It's... oh, come on. It's right there. So a little bit more adjustment would get it. Adjustment. That will solve problem, not fix. Well, either way. Okay. So this buckle, I think I still might want to relieve this
But let's see what the dimension is on this buckle. Or this latch, rather. If it was collapsed all the way, if it was into a, it could hold onto a panel that is less than 3/8. That's like 5.
Is less than this way or this way?
Man, this is hard to hold.
Fewer? Less than?
It could
Less
hold
than?
5/16.
Less than?
I don't know if you can see it. Maybe you can see better than me. Okay, and then all the way out. What is this? Oh, it's all the way out on the hook. Hold on a sec. Do over. Okay, pulled out all the way. I'm seeing 3/8. Collapsed all the way. I'm seeing 5/16. I love that router table.
So I'm using my router table to cut that plastic off.
So the cuts are made, and it doesn't fit, of course. But it's definitely not clashing. It's definitely not clashing with this thing, but
Clashing.
this thing's still not latching quite all the way. Oh, it is actually pushed down onto this surface, you see. Hold on to that thing.
So you can see that metal.
With the metal.
The metal's not.
It's still at the end of its limit. It's not quite there. What you got to do is
No more.
try and move the hole. And you know that you're not supposed to try, you're supposed to do. Anyways, cutting that off sure was a lot easier than moving the hole's going to be. But the good news is when you do move the hole and the job looks a lot junkier than this does, at least that'll be covered by the sink. You'll never see it once it works, but you'll always remember, you'll have this hanging down, this exposed cut up plastic, to remind you that what? I don't remember. Ironic. Remind you that you should have just addressed the root cause to begin with. This hole needs to move that way. You should have just designed with a countersunk slot. Whatever it took. Well, no. Because the countersunk slot would have meant more material, would have meant this space changed.
Material.
Look, his head sticks up. Why did it need to be flat? I don't remember. You know what I really want, though, come to think of it, or come to remind me of it? I want to be able to print these things with their infill and say this location and this location make it solid, or around the edges. Like I may end up carving away material here, or I want to machine this like a precise hole, so give me solid plastic to machine
through or whatever. Or make this surface extra thick because I'm gonna fly cut it. Something like that. Maybe you can do that by designing this as a hollow surface body and then adding your solid bosses through it later, and then your infill, like you would just design it, you would design it hollow with solids on the inside. You could even design the infill. You could kind of automate that. You just trim it. You just have like
your honeycomb core.
You throw it through your finished model, and then you subtract. You trim it with the model and throw away everything on the outside. And then when you print, you say 100% infill. Print this as a solid, and it'll see the hollows, right?
So, actually, moving those holes, it was not as difficult as I thought it would be. I cut off that plastic with the router table. Rocket table. With the router table. The cutter. Because that was the easier way to start when I found the problem, and or at least that's what I was thinking at the time. Like, moving a hole. Like, how can I move that hole and not like just totally like ruin it? Let's try the easier thing first. But whatever. I moved the holes successfully. It latches now. And now here it is.
So this piece seems to have strengthened these quite a bit. These are lined up really well now. I'm considering attaching a piece of plywood along here across the seam, gluing that in place to make this rigid. My hesitation though is if I glue that on there, then it's always on there. Maybe I'll just make more of these plastic things to connect. Maybe one more right here and one more right here. But yeah, it's definitely a lot stronger. Anyways, works finally. Yay. So much nicer.
Cleaner. No, that's also nice. Like, nice to meet you.